I've discovered that many brand designers start a project by asking, what colors do you like? Or something like, can you show me some logos you think are cool? If you ask those questions, you've already lost. If you want to charge strategy fees and get real respect, you have to stop asking only about the vision and also asking more about the value. And these are questions I ask serious brand design clients to flip the script. So question number 1, which is, what is the business problem we are trying to solve with this particular brand or rebrand? And here is why you need to ask this question. This particular question forces clients to move past the aesthetics. If they say we just need a new look, then dig deeper. Ask more questions. Is it a lack of trust? Is a competitor stealing the market share? Was the former brand identity design done by clients themselves? Why? What's the reason? With this particular shift, you are not just making a logo, you're also fixing a business leak. These particular shifts can give you an edge over other brand identity designers. Question number 2 is used to measure the success metric. You can ask a question like, 6 months from now, what does a successful version of this project looks like for your business? Now, the reason for asking this question is to force the clients to stop thinking about a logo and start thinking about an outcome. Is it more sales? Is it higher quality lead? Is this acquisition? Let them be able to brainstorm and provide that particular desired outcome. This makes sure that you aren't just designing a brand, you're also building a tool to hit that specific milestone. So question number 3 has to do with the pain point. You can ask a question like, what is the single biggest misconception people currently have about your brand? Or ask them, what problem are they currently facing with this particular brand identity? You might be thinking, why should I ask that question? The thing is that every brand project is essentially a re-education project. Maybe people think they are too expensive, or maybe it's just too old school, or it's just too DIY. You need to know the why. With this, your design job is now to solve that particular perception problem. Now, the fourth question has to do with the dream customer. Ask your clients, who is the customer you are currently attracting, or who is the customer you want to attract? Brands that have existed for quite some time often outgrow their original audience. So if this is a rebrand, you need to ask this question. This helps to divide the gap, and you'll be able to create a design that sort of becomes the bridge between the client's current reality and their target future. The next question, which is question number 5, has to do with the enemy. Now, I know you might be wondering, who is the enemy? That's the competitor. Ask the client, who is your competitor? Who is the competitor you are most afraid of, and why? This reason actually guides you on identifying the market standard, and you need to know who you are fighting for attention. If your client's business is in a very competitive field, you want to be able to come up with designs and brand visuals that makes them to stand out. This question moves the conversation from what's good to what makes us or the client's business to stand out in this specific industry or landscape. And question number 6 has to do with value. The value proposition. You can ask your client something like, if I give your customer $1,000 to spend on your product or service versus your competitor, why would it be a mistake for them to choose the competitor? This particular question, I know it might seem similar to question number 4, but this one digs into the USP, the unique selling proposition, and this helps you to identify the core truth that the visual identity needs to amplify. So for question number 7, this has to do with like the internal fiction. If you're working with a client who is from maybe a corporation, or there are more than 2-3 partners involved, we want to ask whoever is reaching out to you, who are the internal stakeholders who need to approve this design, and what are they most skeptical about? This question is like a safety question. It prevents that big review disaster. You need to know who the hidden bosses are, like a skeptical CEO or a CFO. By doing this, you now have the necessary information to navigate the company politics to ensure the project actually survives. Because the person reaching out to you might not actually be the one to approve the project, so you really need to be aware. And the last but not the least question, which is question number 8, that you can ask the client is, what is that one thing you want people to feel when they interact with your brand for the first time? Brand itself is the visceral gut feeling a person has about a product or service. The answer to this question guides your visual direction. So it helps you to know if you are going for minimalism, which is a choice to make people feel calm, or you want something loud. So you actually need to know what the end product users are to feel, what the target audience are to feel when they interact with the client's brand. Now, if you notice these questions, you will notice that none of them are about font or colors or layout. Strategy itself is about alignment, and these questions help to improve your output. When you get answers to these questions, the design phase becomes easy because the why is already decided and you are not guessing what they like. You are actually proving what they need. When you ask these questions, the client stops seeing you as a person who makes things pretty. They see you as a business consultant who use design to solve problems. And by possessing this type of skill, you'll even be able to charge more compared to someone that just call him or herself a logo designer and just ask what color and what's the brand name. You actually get to provide more value. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.